Not good, boys. Not good. I cannot believe this. They stormed the court. I'm still watching the aftermath of this game. If you are finishing up, I'm just, I would say I'm in disbelief, but it's not completely unexpected. This was a game that we knew we could lose, and unfortunately, it has not gone the way we hoped. We ended the first half down by 3 points. Pate, I'm right there with you. I'm crying on this one, man. We ended the first half down by 3 points. We'd only scored 25. It was 25-28 at the half if you join me at halftime. And this is a heartbreaker because I thought we had it. This is the second loss we have of the season. And the good thing is we lost in overtime. This is a moral victory, so I should just be quiet. But but I mean, the only two losses we have for this entire season both happened in overtime. The first one was versus UConn at the Bahama whatever that thing was called in the Bahamas. Somebody tell me what's the name of that place in the Bahamas? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Atlantis. So at the Battle of Atlantis or whatever versus UConn, that was our first loss. And then the only other loss we have is this one, and it is once again in overtime. And I mentioned a few weeks ago this was a game I was worried about, and this is why. Arkansas was a team I thought had a chance at beating us, and they did. Bingo says Wendell Green lost this game. Why shoot for 3 pointers when you only need 2? I'm pretty sure we also had some issues with this exact same thing from Cambridge, if I'm not mistaken. We still going to win the chip, but we will get payback in the tournament. I'm hoping so. I'm really hoping we will get some payback in the tournament. I went a little overconfident today, and I went ahead and bought some Final Four tickets. So I'm really hoping we go far. If not, I'll sell them. But I'm glad we lost now. If we're going to get a loss, let's get it in early. We've still got some time for the rest of this season. We've still got like a month, 3 or 4 weeks before the tournament starts. So if we're going to lose, I'd rather lose now. I hate that we did lose, but guys, look at the stats for this game. Cappy Man says 19 turnovers and 47% from the free throw line. Lost this one. The free throws were pathetic. I don't know what's happening with our free throw game. This was awful. Let me show you real quick what we're looking at with this one. If I can add this to the stream. There we go. So if you look, our free throw percentage, it's right. Can you see my mouse? You can't. But if you look about halfway down, we were 8 of 17 on free throws, so 47%, while Arkansas was 26 of 32. They outscored us on free throws by 18 points. So yes, they had more opportunities, but percentage-wise, they were 81% while we were 47%. If we'd made all our free throws, so let's just pretend like we made them all, we could have had an additional 9 points, which would have been enough to win the game either in regulation or in overtime. Bingo is saying this loss will make Auburn tougher. I agree 100%. We'd probably gotten a little too cocky with our number 1 rating, and this will make us tougher. This will show the team that we are not invincible, even though we've had an incredible season. We're not invincible. So we do have room to grow. And as you can see, free throw percentage was terrible. Our field goal percentage was 37.5%, which was actually better than Arkansas. So we actually did do better than them on that one. So let me do a quick breakdown on the team stats, and then I'll get to some more of your comments. So on field goal percentage, Auburn made 30 out of 80, while Arkansas made 23 out of 67. So we're better on that, 37% to 34%. On 3-pointers, Auburn made 8, Arkansas made 8. Percentage-wise, Arkansas was actually better, but it is the same number of shots. So where is the main difference? It's on free throws, because Arkansas made 26 points on free throws to Auburn's 8. Like I mentioned just a little while ago, 18-point difference. That's insane. War Eagle Blake, thanks for joining. Still undefeated. Yeah, we are. We are still undefeated in regulation. Unfortunately, that's not how it's counted, Blake. But we are undefeated in regulation. Both losses coming in overtime. Jeff Barksdale, KD was way off. I'm not sure what the deal with KD was. Let me go to the individual stats on this one. So KD Johnson, 2 points. What on earth was going on with KD tonight? This was not the KD we typically see. And I don't know who said that earlier, but KD was 100% the difference in that. Who said that earlier? Somebody said it like right out of the gate. But KD was way off in this game, and he was the difference in us. I'm not trying to place the blame on him, so don't hear me with that. But think about how he normally does. The fact he only scored 2 points, they just shut down KD Johnson. We had Jabari Smith. He really came out in the second half. He had a terrible first half with only like 4 points. But in the second half, he scored 16, getting his total points up to 20. Wendell Green Jr. had 19. Walker Kessler 16, and then everybody else had single digits, but KD Johnson only having 2 really hurt us on that one. P.S. Savage, we should have. What am I reading? We shouldn't have been playing. We should have been playing good for about 2 weeks now. We need to get better from this. Our free throws were horrible. Free throws were awful, and KD Johnson did have a very rough game. FG tab, don't understand why Wendell at the end of regulation shot the ball from near the logo instead of just driving the ball for the win. That is what a lot of people are saying on that one. I think it was just a poor decision on that one play, but we still should have been able to do enough to win this thing in overtime. Bingo, Bruce got to work on his team's free throws. It's ridiculous. Come on, Bruce. Yeah, when we're looking at those percentages right here, when they are out shooting us on free throws as far as percentages go by almost double, 47% to 81%, it is rather pathetic. So we've got to – I'm hoping he will put them behind that charity stripe and make them shoot just over and over and over again, because there's really no excuse, because that is a free throw. That should be a gimme. There's no pressure on that one other than the crowd. So that is just something they need to practice, because there's really no excuse. Blake Robinson, Zep being out really hurt us on the defensive end. 100% agree with this one. We knew from the beginning that first half was rough, and we knew that Zep Jasper being out was a big reason for that. We're used to having him, and he's really been a key figure in our starting 5, and that certainly hurt us. Cam, Wendell is going to kill us with his shot selection, I swear. But, I mean, yes, shot selection was not fantastic, but you still have to keep in mind he was the second leading scorer for Auburn tonight with 19 points, only behind Jabari Smith with 20. Bingo, Will Dell has got to get more basketball IQ. That goes along with what Cam was saying. Jeff, Kessler tried to carry us tonight. The problem is he was very sloppy from the free throw line. He did try to shoot a few threes with not a whole lot of success. The refs were also horrible against Kessler. The refs were rough, especially in the first half. I don't know if you noticed how unfavorable they were to us in that first half, but it seems like we were just getting every other call. It just seemed like over and over, or every other possession, we were getting something called on us. And then finally, towards the end of that first half, they did start calling some fouls against Arkansas. Cam Flanagan's got to come off the bench. He's not doing great. Envision. Sorry if this is off topic, but the rumor about Brian Harsin getting fired right now. All right, so this is off topic, but I'll address it real quick. So the Brian Harsin stuff. Right now, people are expecting we'll know something either tomorrow or over the weekend. I don't know how much truth there is to any of this. It all seems like speculation to me, but people who are in the know claim that something. I've heard Charlie Five claiming something. If you're familiar with Locked On, he's claiming something's happening tomorrow. So we'll see how accurate he is tomorrow. And other people I've seen are claiming that something is going to happen over the weekend, one way or the other. All I know is that Auburn has to make a statement about what's happening with Harsin, because you just can't let this go. And I think it's already gone too far. And the statement that Auburn made was not enough to put fans or the players at ease. And I was talking with Robbie Ashford's mom last night, and I don't know that the players' parents are at ease either from talking to her. Eli Harris refs were horrible against Arkansas, and we still won. What are you talking about? Oh, you must be an Arkansas fan. Welcome, buddy. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Eli, I got you. I'll still put it up there. Be fair, this Arkansas team has been ranked in the top 10 at one point this year. They're a good team. I've said that this was a game we had to watch out for. The crowd, I'm going to have to give it to the Arkansas crowd. They showed up. It was clear even watching from television. They were loud. They showed up. They were certainly a big factor in this game. So I've got to give it to the students and the crowd that showed up. All about football. Honestly, I think Auburn needed a reality check. We are playing our worst ball of the season. I think Pearl gets us back on track and we finish out the season undefeated. I think we have a good chance at either going undefeated or at most one more loss. I do think that it's good that this happened now because, like you said, this is a reality check for the players. We were kind of feeling invincible with how things have been going since the UConn game, but we've had multiple close calls, including the Georgia game and the Missouri game. And so it was only a matter of time before something caught up to us, and it caught up to us against Arkansas in Fayetteville. Of course, some will blame the refs. Y'all were a turnover machine and shot free throws like a third grade basketball team. Well, I can't argue with our free throw shooting because it was terrible. One thing I do want to say, I don't want us, the fans, to be anything like Kentucky, because what did we complain about Kentucky after we beat them? Kentucky blamed the loss on what? Injuries and players being out. So yes, Zep Jasper was out. But guys, don't go out there on Twitter and Facebook and all that and just start blaming everything on the fact that Zep Jasper was out. We need to own up to the loss. We lost. Arkansas showed up. They had a great game, and that's it. We don't need to blame it on anything. We played okay, but we made a lot of mistakes. And I don't want us to be like those Kentucky fans because it honestly was just a little pathetic. Let's act like we know how to win games, but we also know how to accept when we had a game that was not our best, because this one was certainly not our best. Where was I? Man, we're getting a lot of Arkansas fans in here. I'm not putting all that up. Eric, it was just an all-around bad shooting night. Both teams looked terrible in the first half shooting, and then both teams came out in the second half and did infinitely better than they did in those first 20 minutes. It was just an all-around bad shooting night. It happens. Now the bounce back has to come. It would be better to lose now than later. We can't let this start a losing streak. That would be good. And I 100% agree. It was the way we've been playing lately. We've been playing close, and we've had some very close calls. And so this was bound to happen, but I am glad it happened now. Hopefully this will be a reality check, as someone else mentioned earlier, and then we can bounce back and be ready for the postseason when we get to March. The team needs to be serious because Kentucky is looking like a huge threat. Yeah, Kentucky, especially the way they played against Alabama, they're looking pretty good lately. So there's certainly nothing to be to overlook at the moment. Envision things got emotional for KD and Kessler. And like I said, like I don't know what was up with KD. Only scoring 2 points on the night. That's just not like him. Three of our guys look pretty normal: Wendell Green, Kessler, and Jabari Smith. But other than those three, we struggled to score points. And KD was the noticeable guy who was scoring a lot fewer points than he has from a majority of the season. We can Clay Underwood rest for trash, but if we make our free throws, we win. That's the truth. So we can say what we want to about the refs. I feel like every game somebody can complain about the refs. So if we take them out of the equation, ultimately this is on us. This is on Auburn. If we make those free throws, we win. So this is something where Bruce Pearl's got to get our guys on the court, get them on the line, and get them shooting free throws. And honestly, this is something that Bruce Pearl was arguing for. So, he got that lifetime contract or 8 years or whatever it is. He wanted a separate facility for Auburn men's basketball so that they can practice whenever they want to. Well, if he gets that facility, they need to be practicing free throws. So that way it doesn't matter if there's gymnastics or women's basketball or whatever else is going on in the Auburn arena, or now, what is it, Neville Arena? It doesn't matter what's going on in there. We will have a space where the guys can continue to shoot and continue to practice and continue to get better, because evidently we've got a lot of room to grow when it comes to our free throw shooting. Parrish, Wendell Green's selfish play at the end of the game. What do you mean by that? He scored points, though. He had 19. Yeah, he could have done a few things differently, but there was certainly some questionable play at the end of the game. Ken Willis, refs calls were questionable, but Arkansas played well and did what they needed to. AU has been pressing, particularly at the start of games. Hopefully AU can relax now and play ball. And I completely agree with this. We've got to make some changes. We needed a reality check, and this was it. Cam, it took Auburn shooting under 40% from the free throw line, three-pointer, and field goals, double digits, TOs, timeouts, not normal line, and on the road for a team to beat AU. This team is going to be tough to beat. Auburn is a great team. They are, and this is from Christopher Brown. Auburn is a great team. They are not the number one team in the country, and Arkansas is vastly underrated. Put some respect on their name. We'll see how much respect you get. Congrats, Arkansas fans, on the victory. I don't know how much respect you're going to get. You will get some because you beat the number one team. The question is, how disrespected will Auburn be for this loss? It was an overtime loss on the road. I don't know how much this will affect Auburn. Are they going to drop us? Will they leave us at number one? We'll have to see, because who are they going to put at number one? Yeah, we lost, but I don't know if this loss was enough to drop us from number one. I do think, we're 100% going to be in the top five. We've only got 2 losses. Gonzaga's got like 5, something like that, 4 or 5. Let's see. I've got to skip some of these. You guys are trolls. Here we go, Christopher. Arkansas got 9 charge calls because Auburn carelessly barreling towards the rim. If you're talking about the way KD Johnson just like barrels towards the rim, yeah, he does that. But it happens. I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to. Blake, I will say Arkansas deserved the win. They outplayed us tonight for sure. I would love to have been able to see how this game went with Zepp. We probably still lose because of the free throws, but it would have been nice. Yeah, we have no way to know how it would have gone if we'd had all our players. The main thing I will say, Blake, is that I don't want us to go out there on social media and stuff and blame the loss on the lack of Zepp, because I don't want us to be Kentucky, because that's what all Kentucky did after they lost to Auburn, was blame it on the injuries and players that were out, and we're not going to be like that. All about football. Arkansas is good. Don't see them beating Kentucky, though. Where does Arkansas play Kentucky? Are they at home or are they away? If somebody can throw that in the chat, I'll get to it in just a minute. Chuck Shorts, refs were bad. I feel like every time a man fell down, it was a shooting foul, or etc. It was a good night, but not the Auburn I'm used to. And the biggest difference you noticed was, and once again, not trying to place this all on one person, but Katie Johnson only getting 2 points was something we're not used to. Let's see what else we got. Clay Underwood, no. Williams was falling early many times. Even, he was. That's what a lot of people on Twitter were saying, is he was flopping. Even when Green went around him, he was still falling early, and 9 more fouls than Arkansas helped them. I don't know, Christopher. I don't know if this is true. Nobody saw them beating Auburn either. That's not true. We had a lot of people who thought this was a possibility. I mean, look at what was happening with Auburn. Almost lost to Mizzou on the road. Almost lost to Georgia on the road. These were not good teams. Auburn was struggling on the road. So I think people did see this as a possibility. Thanks, Ed. All the whining isn't going to change the score. Who's whining? I said Arkansas earned this victory. I thought this was a possibility. Nobody's whining. It's going to be 2 losses for us. We're still doing great. No complaints here, other than would I've liked to win? Sure, but nobody's whining. Pate Productions, Alabama fans have no room to talk. They lost to Auburn 100-81. Yeah, we put triple digits on them, no doubt. Beat them twice, swept them. F. Parrish, turnovers are at a premium when you don't make free throws. That's what gets me right now is we've got to make those free throws. Erica, tell your husband Cliff I said thank you. He enjoys my content, and tell him I said War Eagle and thank you, Erica, for the nice words. And United States, Arkansas outplayed AU, is what it is. Deal with it, Auburn. I told you we're dealing with it. Y'all enjoy the victory, but I mean we got a couple more than you guys, so I think we're doing okay. It's not going to derail our season. If anything, it's going to put us in check, so we can only improve and do better this season. Because let's be honest, if Arkansas and Auburn end up in the tournament together, we know Auburn's going to come out on top. So enjoy the victory, but nobody's whining. Nobody on the Auburn side's whining. It is what it is. Jelly X, it sucks we didn't have Zep Jasper during the game. He's a key player that helps us control the court. He is, but we didn't have him. And like I said, don't let this be the narrative that's out there. We're not going to play the blame game. What else we got? Blake, still got the most wins in the country. We're still good, guys. We're still good. We're still doing great. So don't get too sad on this one. The free throw woes, bingo, caught up to Auburn. They still hit 100%. They shoot. I'm not sure what you meant on that one. We've got to improve on that. What else you got? Oh, here we go. Throw in the gauntlet, Jerry. You're throwing out the gauntlet. Clearly an Arkansas fan. Kentucky comes to Arkansas shortly. Hey, will somebody tell me when that game is? Because I want to circle that one on my calendar. I might actually watch that one. Kentucky comes to Arkansas shortly. We will beat them also. Well, good luck, Arkansas, and I can't wait to see if that actually happens. But I have a feeling that it's not going to, but I'm glad you guys are feeling confident after beating us and giving us only our second loss of the season. So congrats on that. If this team responds like we think they will, I feel sorry for Texas A&M Saturday. That's 100% what's going to happen. We're going to respond with an absolute vengeance towards Texas A&M, and the fact that it's going to be in. Is it going to be Auburn Arena? It's still Auburn Arena on Saturday, I believe. I'm not sure what the official date. I think it's March when it gets changed to Neville Arena. But we're going to call it Auburn Arena as long as we can, because it's going to take me a minute to get used to calling it Neville Arena. FJ Tab, come on, Arkansas fans. If this game was in Auburn or neutral gym, Auburn most definitely wins the game. Well, we don't know. We don't know for sure, but once again, we lost this one, so let's own up to it. War Eagle, Clifford, Radney, thanks for watching, buddy. Yeah, honestly, great game. That is one thing we can say is that this was an enjoyable game to watch, even though the outcome was awful. First half was one of the worst halves of basketball I've seen, period. Both teams forgot how to shoot. Like neither team could shoot. The percentage for each team was like 25%. I don't remember the exact percentage, but it was bad for both teams. And so that was a terrible half of basketball, but the second half was much better. And then overtime was exciting as well. Just did not end up the way I hoped it would. Oh my gosh, Caleb Franklin, dude. This is a little much, buddy. Just a little too much here. Put some respect on Arkansas. They're the hottest team in college basketball right now. That's a little much. I mean, congrats, you beat the number one team, but I think you're getting a little too cocky on this one. You're not all that. Kentucky at Arkansas, February 26th. Okay, 18 days. I'm going to watch that one because I can't wait to see how you guys do against Kentucky, because you are certainly acting like you are as Caleb put it, the hottest team in college basketball right now. So we'll see if you are on February 26th. They play them at home, but Kentucky's play. Yeah, that's exactly right. So we'll see if Kentucky or Arkansas is the hottest team in college basketball right now, because I guess tonight it's not Auburn. But you know what? We'll see what happens Saturday versus Texas A&M. Y'all, I'm not putting WPS on the screen again. I'm not going to entertain the Arkansas fans. I've already entertained you guys enough. Ken Willis, yeah, here's our moral victory. This is our moral victory that we can say is no losses in regulation. But a loss is still a loss, guys. So we did still lose, but you are correct in saying they've both been in overtime. The other one was to UConn at the Battle of Atlantis or whatever. That would have been a fun one to go to. Chuck Shorts, I saw one I wanted to put up from you. Here we go. Chuck Shorts. I feel like the one reason why we lost is because we were not making free throws. I don't know what that's about. I would be interested if somebody can pull it up, and I can't pull that up quick enough. But if anybody can pull the stats for free throw shooting, I'm just curious if we've shot that poorly in any other game this season. I need to actually keep a spreadsheet so I can pull it up. But that just seems awful compared to what we've done in other games. Because for us to only have 47% of our free throws made, that was the difference maker in the game. We can't possibly win if we're basically even on all other categories or most of the other categories. We can't win if they're hitting twice as many free throws as we are. What else we got? Yeah, this is. I agree. Arkansas is far from the hottest team in basketball. If they had beaten Auburn away, I would agree. But Auburn plays terrible away. You said football, but I know you meant basketball. We are struggling in away basketball at the moment. That's our moral victory. Let us have it, Clay. Come on, man. Are you talking about a rematch between Arkansas and Auburn? Is that even a possibility right now? I mean, I assume it might be in SEC tournament or might be in March, but I'm not sure what the actual likelihood of that happening is. Raven, if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. We looked gassed most of the game, and I think that the past two games show how much better Zepp makes us when he is on the floor. 100%. We look a lot better when Zepp is out there, but the fact is, Bruce Pearl's been playing 10 to 11 guys all season for a reason, and we've got to be able to win even if one or two good players are out, we've got to find a way to win, even if we're missing a guy or two. And this was an example of why we can't be reliant on just a couple of players. Not losing in almost 3 months. It's hard to keep a winning streak going for that long. Absolutely. I mean, we won how many games in a row? Was it 19? 19, something like that? Incredibly impressive. And Auburn's just had, as a fan, this has just been I think the most fun basketball season we've ever had. And I would even put it above the year we went to the Final Four, mainly because the regular season has been more fun than I ever remember. I actually used to, when I was in college, I was at Auburn from 2003 to 2007. So if anybody was at Auburn during that time, I had some friends who worked in the what was it, radio, television, film, something like that. They were in that department, and they got a job for me working in Beard Eves Coliseum. So during that time, I actually got to work a majority of the basketball games, and I was the guy. I was either the under the goal cam or the half court cam for most of the games. And the atmosphere that we see now, it is infinitely better than what we saw then. It's crazy. I wish we'd had the hype and the atmosphere then that we're seeing now. But the truth is, we just weren't that good. From 2003 to 2007, it was kind of pitiful. I remember us losing to like Auburn at Montgomery, so it was a whole different time. Let's see what else. What other team do you believe will beat Auburn? I will envision. I'll come back to that. I'm going to pull up Auburn's schedule, basketball schedule, and we can go through this real quick because why not? Is that not coming up for you guys? Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong screen. Sorry. Here we go. Okay, so looking at this schedule. Oh, man, is it not shown for you guys? Hold on. Let me swap this over. So I will put this over here so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. So who do we have remaining? I hate how Google does this sometimes. Okay, so we've got Texas A&M at home on Saturday. Vanderbilt. We've got Tennessee is one I'm a little concerned about. That one's on the road, and Tennessee's pretty good. So Tennessee is the one game I'm worried about. Other than that, I think we should run the table, but that Tennessee is the one game I would watch because it's on the road. Tennessee is currently ranked, and they're playing pretty okay, pretty decent basketball at the moment. So if I was to name one team I would watch out for, it's going to be that Tennessee game. Outside of that, I mean, we should make it through everybody else. Let's see. Oh, you're not beating Kentucky. Why not? Why are we not going to beat Kentucky? We already beat Kentucky. I don't know what you're talking about. Come back after y'all lose. I'll be here. What else we got? Bad shooting night for Clay. Bad shooting night for Auburn, and still took Arkansas OT to win. That's the truth. So even though we had a terrible game shooting, it still took Arkansas all the way till overtime. Once again, moral victory kind of thing. What else y'all got? I'm kind of winding down, but good grief, there's a lot of I can't even keep up. 47% free throws. Yep, Erica, 81% for them. So it's just crazy. Derek, I'd like to know, why are you worried about the A&M game? So it's at Auburn, but how is they? I haven't even kept up with A&M this season. How are they actually doing? I've not even kept up with them. I'm pulling up their schedule right now. Who is A&M beat? Their last few games, they lost. They've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've lost the past 8 games in a row. Why are you worried about Texas A&M? They look trash. Yeah, they're on an 8-game losing streak. I'm not worried about them. Other than I mean, they did play Mizzou close, and so did we. So I guess that's a reason to be worried. But if we lose to A&M, I've got a lot more concerns than I should. Blake, you're saying Tennessee or Mississippi State on the road if we're not careful, 100%. And all about football, you are clarifying something you said earlier. I was referring to Arkansas when I said not being. Oh, my bad. So you said Arkansas is not beating Kentucky. Got it. So that's that February 26th game. My bad for not understanding that. Okay, well, I think we showed we had a terrible. So this is my summary for the game from what I saw. We had a terrible first half. We came out much better in the second half. Katie Johnson was certainly a sore spot in the second half, only scoring 2 points for the entire game. He was off. I'm not sure what was going on with him, but he was way off. We had some problems with decision making as far as shooting shots from multiple players. Some people said Wendell. He still scored 19, so it's hard for me to say that. But ultimately, a couple of players not performing the way they typically do, the lack of Zep Jasper, and then just absolutely abysmal free throw shooting led to us losing. There's really no other excuse we can make. If we'd made our free throws and if we'd actually had a decent shooting percentage in that first half, we were looking at a much different outcome in this game. Ultimately, this loss is on Auburn. Arkansas earned this victory, and I'm hoping more than anything that this will be a reality check for Auburn, and we can come out better on the other side of this, and hopefully we can win out for the rest of this season and be ready for the postseason in the tournament. That's all I've got for this one. Thank you guys for joining me for this post-game recap and my reaction and my thoughts. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. War Eagle.